Heaven, everybody. Heaven, all you heaveners out there. Hey, thanks for coming. And I'm happy to be the one to wake you guys up, yes? So today we're going to talk about and remember the structure of the everywhere, yes? And one of the great examples of really defining and giving illustration to the structure of the everywhere is the very first division of the cells, yes, all the way up to the cells that create all the bodies, yes, because we comprehend that we start off with that one cell, yes, and then it replicates itself and becomes two cells. Those are twin cells, yes, and then those twin cells replicate again and make other twin cells, yes, and so we get all these different types of cells. Yes, like I'm a grown person, so I'm probably about let's say 72 trillion cells. Yes, something like that, right? And when we think about these 72 trillion cells, they are all twin cells. Yes, like they might wear different clothes, right? Like being a liver cell, different kind of clothes, right? It's still the division of that one cell. Yes, it's uh iterating on down the list of the one cell. Yes, and so we can comprehend that the body in itself is a multiverse. Yes, it's the variation of that one cell and all the ways that that one cell can vary as cells can vary in these particular versals. Yes, and so we can see that I myself am a multiverse because I myself am this thing which is really the statistical variation of my first cell. Yes, and we comprehend that a multiverse is a statistical variation off of an idea, an actual thing. Yes, so when we comprehend the idea of the everywhere and how it's actually structured from the bottom to the very top, yes, we like to use the example of the cell, yes, and so in the same way the example of the cell, we think in terms of our planet, right, Earth, yes, and the the variations of the Earth, yes, and so we can comprehend that the statistical variations of Earth and how it can be in all its varying, yes, its varying atomic arrangements, we can see that, okay, all of those Earths are in a galaxy, yes. All of those galaxies are in a cosmos, yes. And we can begin to comprehend that instead of our cells having a replication to the galactic level, it's our cells having a replication to the cosmic level. Yes, the cosmi. Yes, what do you get when you get a lot of cosmos together? What is the plural of a cosmos? Well, I made it up. Yes, it is cosmi. Yes, because they like to stick the negative on everything, right? Like Carl Sagan called it a cosmos. Yes, we're going with Carl Sagan. Yes, cosmos. Yes, and so the plural of cosmos is a cosmi. Yes, and in these cosmi, we can have versal differences. Yes, and we comprehend that at the back, or if you look at versal through a physics lens, a versal is literally a perturbation inside of a medium. Yes, and so when we're talking about versals, well, in this versal, right, the majority of speaking, whatever language you guys are speaking, it's all anti-yes. Very weird, right? You can speak Portuguese, still anti-yes. You could speak Mandarin, still anti-yes. Yes? Um, and so when we begin to think about the scale of the versal, yes, let us go through this before the time's up. Yes, we'll start at what they would like to call the subatomic particles. Yes, and those particles come together, get wrapped up in the null field. Yes, and become atoms. Yes, and then the atoms get together and they can become molecules, right? And the molecules can get together and they can become cells. Weird. Cells, bacteria, viruses, microorganisms, right? And the microorganisms, the cells can get together and become tissues, right? And the tissues can get together and become organs, and the organs can come together and become systems, and the systems can all come together to form a me. Yes? And of course, I'm at that scale, and then the scale after me is very, very easy. I'm literally standing on the scale after me, right? The next scale is obviously the planets, and then after the planets, right? Where you have all the planetary bodies, stars, the planets, the moons, the asteroids, the dark planets. They're all a part of that particular scale of the everywhere. Yes, and after that, we of course have the galactic scales. Yes, those guys have to be living and talking to each other. They're gigantic. Yes, and then of course we comprehend that we think. Yes, but so we'll go with it that we have this true entity encapsulating structure that holds all of our things, right? Like all of our galaxies and us, right? And that is a cosmos, yes? And the cosmos is in a field of other cosmos, yes? And that is the field of the cosmi, yes? And just as I am the multiplicative replication of a particular cell, yes? The cosmi are a multiplicative replication of a particular cosmos, yes? And so in the way that my cells are varying to be the liver, the stomach, the blood, the bone, the brain, yes? These cosmi are varying in their versatile states, yes? Because in some cosmi, wherever you go, right, they all speak in yes, right? Regardless of the language, all the structures are in yes structures, yes? And so we comprehend in the right way to view the particular scale of the everywhere. Stop calling it that, yes? It is called a cosmos, yes? They are called cosmi, yes? Heaven. Love you, heaveners.